Alrighty, good evening and welcome back to some Brutality on Venus with our Stationeers. So, starting during an ad because Twitch decided to wait so long to start the ads, but that's okay. Usually we start off by eat, drink, and be merry and all that fun stuff. So, I've got a to-do list down here, and yeah. Air handling room, a little bit different than what we've been doing. So the auto smelter seems to be working, other than I need to figure out a way to put fodder down the pipes. And then the steel, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with steel. So, yeah, there we go. Go ahead and actually we don't need to go through the cycle there. Going into the greenhouse I want to keep it insulated, but coming out doesn't matter. What do we have? Am I still coming down for making water? No, there's O2, CO2 pollutant. There's a lot of pollutant in that loop. Well, I mean, there's no... Okay. Probably should make a pollutant filter. I don't know why the frame rate is so bad. Oh, hang on. This might have something to do with it. That didn't really have anything to do with it. Okay, let's try doing that, see if that helps. Wow, okay, that was Chrome in the background was eating 10 frames per second. Okay. Filter. Let me take a look at this. I have a feeling that I didn't have enough silicon for the tank. So this is one thing that I need to work on with my order system. So right now it does have an order, but if I write a new thing, I think it's just going to overwrite it. And that's okay, because I need the pollutant filter. Yeah, I think I'm going to send that into the RocketWorks team and see if they can determine what the heck is going on there. So, for those that just paid attention, the regular pollutant and the medium pollutant filter, I should say, showed up, but the heavy filter did not. I can't remember if the catalytic did or not, but that's besides the point. So I had to go over, touch the machine, look at it, before it would show up on the hash generator over here. So something tells me that that's not quite right. Invar and stellite. Invar and stellite. It's constant tan. That's solder. Did I not? Oh, must have just shut off. There's Invar. Okay, turn you on. Start producing. Another thing I need to do with that, see, turn on machine, production machine, when item input. So if I throw a reagent in there, it should kick it back on, I think. Maybe I got to make a determination if it's got something in queue. The stack is, I don't know. I've got to figure that one out. But, yeah. So, yeah, you know, a little bit at a time. So I think I have room for another silo over here. So that might be my steel silo. Yeah, I gotta figure something out with that. We are overheated over here. cooling. Well, my cooling system's overloaded now, but everything's looking pretty good in here. There we go. Get our pollutant filter going here. Okay, it'll actually start processing stuff. Nitrogen. I guess I should filter nitrogen. Let's just check all our filters. Those are okay. Those are okay. O2, I need some O2. So O2, nitrogen. Yeah, O2 and nitrogen. I think well, I guess over here, carbon dioxide. Okay. O2, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. Oxygen. Okay. I want to try this out. Okay, so I did an oxygen, I did a nitrogen. So if my current programming is set properly, that should be good. These are good. These are all good. That's not doing much at the moment. Nope, nope, nope. Wait, what? Now you got nitrous? Did I may have grabbed the wrong one. Well, what a coinky dink. I needed that. But it was definitely making an oxygen. So my multi-write is definitely not working right. Okay. Nitrogen. Carbon dioxide. We can go ahead and take the nitrous over here. I also need the nitrogen. So nitrous right there. That'll help take the crap out of the air if I fire it back up. Okay, there's nitrogen. Rolling away on me. Okay. A little bit of housekeeping. Housekeeping! Is there anything else I need to... that I'd like to chuck in the... if there's actually anything I want to chuck. Deep miners! I printed those off so long ago, haven't used them yet. I'm amazing. Okay. Alright, thank you for your carbon dioxide. That'll get me all the filters I need. And we're up to snuff. Throw you in there. Throw you in there. Okay. Oxygen. Wham. Carbon dioxide. Wham. Nitrogen. Okay. Yeah, you're running warm. Pressure differential 0. I mean, we could make this work a little bit better. Very little bit better, actually. Well, what I plan to do is get all of the filtration and stuff out of this room. That's my plan. So, what do I need to do? What did I say? I was going to go down another layer. Let's grab some steel sheets because we're going to need that. How's our battery looking here? 73% on a nuke battery. That's okay. So steel sheets. Steel? Steel. Sheets. Steel sheets. Oops. Let's do 100. 100. Bam. Okay. So close. I could probably... Oh, let's see. Let's go ahead and paint the ones I need. We need white. Okay. We have green and red. There we go. Since that's the 3 pipes going overhead right now, that's where we'll start. And I guess we'll start our process. Okay. Let's go ahead and put on our suit. We do not need the AC on. Okay, close that. Open that. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights on. So I think what my determination is I was going to go down one more layer. Okay. That way it'll get me a little bit more room with the... have some headroom on the tanks. It says... this current orientation, I might even be able to do like a hot tank or a cold tank or something like that, or heat exchangers, or I don't know, to be determined on what my actual plan's going to be. But oh yeah, I need to look for a liquid nitrogen trader. I could be tacky and put the big tank hanging off the ceiling. I might do that just for the effect. Okay. Grab some more frames. Run the hallway here. Yeah, I might actually put the big tank hanging off the ceiling for the heck of it, because it's different looking. If I mean, I don't know if you can actually flip the big tanks around like that, but you certainly can flip the little tanks. So that's what I'm going to do, if I can. Okay, this will get me a little bit started, but I'm going to have to go get the rest of the sheets. And I just realized 100 sheets is not going to be enough. 100 sheets ain't gonna be enough. Okay. Hundred sheets ain't gonna be enough. It's a start, for sure, but it's not going to be enough. Now, silicon, which I do have written down, so... What are we at here? 43. I'm going to just print off another 100. Just going to use up the rest of the steel that was in there. Oh, there's 6 silicon! I don't think it's enough to make a tank, because I think it requires 30. How we doing over here? What's our NOS content in the air? Not bad. Not bad. And we got some liquid NOS over here. I'll have to figure that one out. Good. Pull the lever. Gonna need a lot more on the steel front, but it's a start, right? It's a start. Okay. Alright. It's not a total loss, as I guess it is a total loss because I'm evacuating the this space, which, as I dig out some of this stuff, it ends up being a little funky, so. Okay. Stop sliding down the mountain. Okay. Stop it. There we are. There's that. Now we're back to drilling. Let's get these kind of baselined. Should be able to weld up pretty good. Good. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And this will be the floor. And obviously this, well, I'd say this particular frame isn't required for airtightness, but I have noticed some weird stuff in the past. I don't know if it was transient, but I've had some air leaks in these cracks, so I would rather not have those problems. So I'm just gonna spend the extra steel, which at the end of the day is, you know, basically an infinite resource. As a matter of fact, it might be very infinite, depending on your methods of gathering it. I'm gonna need more frames. Definitely need more frames. Steel sheets. So I plan to have several gas tanks in here. One for each type of gas. And then go from there. Would like to liquefy a bunch of them. Liquid pollutant isn't no challenge, but we can make that happen. Liquid carbon dioxide is actually a little tricky because it's kind of a it does exist, but very tight range on it. You know, even that extra 100 sheets isn't going to be enough. This room is 6 by 10, if I'm not mistaken, or 6 by 12. Yes. Is it 6? No, it's 3, 3, 8. 8 by 10. So I'm going to need 90 frames just for... yeah. 90 frames just for the floor, plus what I've already got laying in there. So 120 frames. Yeah, not gonna be anywhere near what I need. This is also one level deeper than I was planning on. That's a good start. Steel. Do I have any other steel floating around? I got silver out the wazoo, though. Why do I have so much silver? Well, you're gonna have some steel. Got some steel. Not a whole lot, but you got some. So let's go ahead and make... Golly. Let's go ahead and put the frames in. And I forget, how much steel did I have? 160, so I can make 80. So let's just start with 60. That'll get us started. I don't think... Do we have any steel in there? No, we don't. Steel, no. Steel, no. Alright, so I need to make steel. In order to make steel, I need... I think it's 3 coal and 9 iron. I do have that, so let's go ahead and try making some steel. Order up. Steel. Steel ingot. Let's grab this. Hope it works. Set requested. That's negative. Let's try this again. Negative. Boom. Steel. I want steel.
Hunger caution.
There we go. We need that extra one. I will change the recipe book here eventually. Hunger caution? I guess we could probably deal with that while we're cooking. You know what I need to do? I need to drop this here right now. Okay, that's... Do I have any... Those are regular tanks. Okay. Just checking to see if I had anything laying around. Okay, and I don't. I can put that away. Cycle and depressurize. We're going to have to go into the greenhouse using our suit. Okay. Check our atmospherics composition. Looking good. Good all around. Good all around. I'm going to hold off on the volatiles. Seeds are all caught up, right? That's where we were. Oops. I'm a little too close to the shower. Sure, I'll take a shower. Okay. I need to make some more of those cereal bars and pack them in a box for emergencies. And I've got all my emergency water down there. When the update happens and they add the new gases, my cycle of water production is going to be broken. So I need to be able to weather that storm. Okay, there's more frame. There's a good start on frame. We are ejected, so there's the extra, and here's our steel. Okay. Good. So we can go here, and our requester is going to say, wow, that was stupid. It's going to say, guess what? Clear. I don't need that anymore. And it shuts off. I might as well chuck. Holy crowbar. I said 60, right? Well, you know what? Let's just get started. We'll be back. Let's go ahead and change out the battery. It's the nuclear. All right. Welder. Make sure you're welded up. Okay, I'm going to verify this corner is before I drop. All right, it is. Good. That's what I was hoping. Okay, very nice. So that's 8. So the room is as wide as I believed it to be. Okay. Get this in place, and then we start the mass florage. There we go. Okay. All right. I guess let's do. Let's start over here. Might make it easier to walk around. Or maybe not, I don't know. You gotta start somewhere, so here's as good as any. Okay. I will finish these later, but I want to get it started so I can at least walk across it without breaking my leg. And specifically, I want to be able to mine across it. Right, so let's do. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Oops. Doesn't matter. Did I turn it on when I flipped? Hard telling. Just enough. Yep. Found a pocket of air, which is why I have that vent going full time. $14 wide, I believe, is the number. 14 wide. We'll drop the 6 that we have here, 6 frames. Won't be enough to finish the room, obviously, but we can get her started. And then we will just go ahead and drain our sheets. We've got about a third of the room done. It's a big project. Okay. Can't wait to get that all moved around, and we can have our... couldn't even put cooling in a different room. 30 frames? That's all that was left. It's you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and 250 on the sheets. 250 on the sheets. That's what we're doing. Sheets. 250. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. I think we technically have enough to do another batch of steel. Yep, we do. We technically do. We technically do. Alright, that's all I've got for steel sheets and stuff. Is there anything else? I mean, there's cable coils I'm going to need in there, out the wazoo. Let's grab that one. Top you off. Top you off. What's in this box? That's my phase change devices, and that is some plumbing. Pipe radiator. Oh, right, yeah, for cooling of gases. Yeah, this is going to take a while. So what can I do? It's daylight. I suppose I technically could go out and do a little bit of mining. I don't know how much daylight we have. Oh. Let's do this. Let's check. Stellar System Store, Stellar Smelter, Orbit or Oasis. That could potentially be. Could potentially be. Yep. Come on down to Venusville. Is that what they called it in Total Recall, right? Venusville or something? Venustown? Venus something. Venus something. Actually, it's early on, so we can get some copper. Yeah, next expansion is going to be down below, for sure. I'm going to dig a hole. So I'm going to jump up over this hill, and one of these days I'm going to take the rover out and see if I can just make it work. Is that silicon? That is silicon. I'm going to dig that up because we do need some of that for our tanks. A boatload of it, in fact. And I forgot to bring the backpacks, so this will not be an extensive mining trip, but it'll be a mining trip. Okay, that's all that. Ah! Let me out! Let me out! Dig a little corkscrew. I don't usually use my jetpack, so I almost feel like I could get away without You know, I could literally... Oh, there's more silicon. I'll take that. Without my backpack for the jetpack. And literally take a mining backpack. But, at the same time... Yeah. I'd probably still pack it. Oh, that's some nice gold content over there. I think that's gold. Gold and cobalt. There's some silicon over that way. Over yonder. Okay. Where did I say that was? Over yonder? Yeah. Sure. I'm not going to say no to the silicon. Cause, ooh, that's gold. I don't need gold. I mean, I need gold, but I don't need it nearly as bad as I need silicon and copper. And technically enough for steel, but... We have another batch of steel ready to be made. I could write the requester script. So my thoughts on that would have it iterate through the cookbook in order. That's one thing I need to make sure. So order of precedence, start at the beginning. And if I can make that particular item, so there's enough of, you know, the required item in the silo, then it would say, hey, make it. Well, if it's above a certain threshold. No. I have to cycle through it once, see if it can be made. And of all the ones that can be made, go through and see who has the least. And then whoever has the least, order of precedence in the IC chip. Ooh, I gotta be careful that I don't get displaced here. Because I don't have my tracker on me. I do have my empty canister, and if push comes to shove, I can always blow the air tank. I'm not stressed for oxygen. But yeah, that's my thought processes on the requester. But that should get me what I need for... Yeah, then I can just start auto-smelting stuff. But, oh, I guess before I do that, I have to have the destination silos. That's another consideration. And then another consideration with that is that steel is going to be split two ways. Or... Yeah, let's go ahead and start our path back. Should be over yonder. I gotta figure out how I want to handle steel, because that's a special case, because it's both a finished product that the machines will want, and also a source for some of the super alloys. So, okay, there we are. There we is. Is that gold? That's gold, that's gold. It's nickel, there's silicon. You know what? Let's call it good. Let's call this mining trip good. Yeah, I got a really flat base. I want to add some dimensionality to it. Woo. Oh, that's funny. Come here. There it is. That's funny. It's bizarre. Bizarre behavior. See, I can see the... like... That's funny. Okay. How are we doing over here? Let's make sure that everybody is start on, start on, start on, start on, start on, start on. Just to make sure that nobody is slacking here. Slack-a-lackin'. Nobody's in an error state, nobody's in an off state. So that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to check. And we'll go ahead and get fully disoriented because we ran over the ladder. That was incredible. Alright. Hello, Mr. Trader. You are Orbit or Oasis. Junk ore. You know what? I'm half tempted to buy it for cheap. Maybe even some of this. I don't know. Just for fun, we're buying cheap ore. Sell, what do they want? Yeah. Pumpkin soup. I think I might actually be able to make that, but not what we're looking for. Okay. I guess I should have saw the ore. Orbit or Oasis. But what are you going to do? Let's go ahead and swap this out. It's a little bit of an improvement. Okay, AC off. Let's change out this. There we go. There's that. Okay, this is... You know, one of these at a time might be, yeah, I'm gonna do that, see if I can figure out what the mix is. Maybe I just need to correct a mix. Or I could, centrifuge it. That's another possibility. Let's run through here and throw stuff in the degasser. Yay! I think we're about done with the sheets. Looked right, the right amount. Let's see, I could transfer it all one by one to a backpack, or I could just do this. I just gotta be careful about putting, I think, lead and cobalt. Yep. We are cooling. Got lots of silicon. So, okay, yeah, that shot. So the furnace went below our set point, which is way up here. And then, so I've got two set points set. So 275, this furnace will shut because we're not degassing, so we don't want to just start chucking ores through. And then 295, if the furnace gets below 395, sorry, it'll shut the silo. So it's got 20 degrees Kelvin that it can lose, essentially. Not perfect, but it's a start. Okay, you look very happy over there. And let's go ahead and make up our frames. Steel frames. Let's go ahead and print off 150 of those suckers. That'll be 300 steel. We got it. There we go. Got all that. I wanted to take a look at the mix. Somebody said something about potentially using that stuff just in the furnace and fixing it. Stellar smelter, genetic engineering. Well, no. It's not what I'm interested in. Let's go ahead and check this in the furnace, see what we have. See if it is something rescuable. I don't know if this is junk or a reagent. This is... interesting. Okay. Don't do that, I guess. Huh. Well, that's awkward. Wonder if I can process it. Let's try that without the... It's like... That's awkward. Do I... Let's just grab... An ore, any ore, well, any ore except for lead. Any ore except for lead. I have really cleared out all the ore around me. Okay, there's some coal. Okay. Coal. Jump! Oh, I made it. So here's what I want to do is I want to check this in, see if it becomes a reagent mix and it'll spit out. Okay. Reagent mix, that's what I was hoping, so that cleared it out. Good. Alright, yeah, it's I'm not doing that again. That was too big of a pain in the butt there. Okay, so reagent. That's where you're going. Just gonna chuck you in there. 30 frames. That gets me part of the way in there. So that's 60 sheets plus what I've got in there already. Yeah. Yeah. We'll do that. All right. Back to building. I want this almost functional. Okay, get the mining drill out. No dumb ways to die yet. Nope. Dumb ways to die. Especially since they changed the atmospheric stimulation to be less scary. I haven't had an accident with my suit while mining in a long time. I almost kind of miss it. So that was like the staple of Venus. Yeah. Yeah, there's I have probably footage of quite a few ways to die, actually. Let's see, I've starved to death, I've died of thirst, heat stroke. I haven't frozen myself. I have impaled... Oh, I don't have that footage, though. I did impale myself with a crate in an airlock before. That was pretty interesting. Lung. Yeah.
Hunger caution.
Looking for my liquid N2 vendor. Because I don't... I mean, I could do it, I'm sure. It's just going to be a pain in the butt to actually make my own liquid nitrogen. Did I... I'm trying to figure out if I'm flicking the mining drill on as I pull it out, or if I'm leaving it on, but I don't remember hearing the sound, so... I think it's just a keystroke combination muscle memory thing. There we go, looking good. So I've constructed an ogre on top of myself. Yep, that's great. Also have footage of a trader kidnapping me and stealing my suit. I did one of that. I jumped in a trader's vessel right as I told him to take off. It was kind of fun. I did that one intentionally, though. That's how it happened, yeah. Oh, by accident. Oh, yeah. Mine was on purpose, definitely. It's like, what's going to happen? Have you welded yourself into a rocket and and had somebody instructed to take off? That'd be, for science, fun. Oh, I'm 4 frames short. How many frames did I make? Holy crap, I don't need 150 frames. Well, whatever. I'm going to have frames for days. Just... Oh. Popped out. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, at least hope that he'd get... You know... ejected into space. Oh, darn. Yeah, so I'm 4 frames short, and then this room will be sealed in, and I can... I'm not mining anymore, so as long as the atmosphere is really low concentration pollutant, I could probably just open it up. Still need to play and build a space station. Yeah, that would be interesting. The zero gravity always kind of goofy. Like in Space Engineers, when you've been playing on a planet, then you go to space for the first time, it's like you don't know how to react because there is no up. Still find it funny that Creative did the player canon and tried to build an orbit, and three months later they dropped that. Yeah. Yeah, because gravity stops being a thing after a certain height, right? Played on the belt, it was interesting. Yeah, I could imagine.
Hydration critical.
I'm going to need another stack of sheets. Oh, the atmosphere disappeared. That's what it was. Yeah, that would be that'd be nice for Venus. Then you can bypass the atmospheric conditions. So I am, it's like 6 plus 8, so 14 sheets or so. Whoa! I'm standing on the door. I need a ladder. Okay, I guess let's eat and drink. After I put this in there. Oh, just spat that out, and then the rest of it. I need to go through this airlock, so I might as well keep suited up. I guess if you could get past pressure and heat, you could cool your base easily. Yeah. Run a long pipe to pull up the heated gas and Stirling it, and you would have your own cloud city. Yeah, that'd do it. This here's my space ladder. Oop, I need to make a loaf. Build a loaf. Does that need more flour? Yeah, I need more flour. Well, I guess that means I need to harvest my flour, or my wheat. Do it the cheaty way. It's not really cheaty, it's just easy, and I don't have to worry about accidentally consuming my seeds. Or my wheat. No Larry yet. Just, you know how it is. One project after another, and never get where you want to be. I'm definitely not going to build Larry as extensively as I did on my Mars base, because that kind of stunk because I broke the I broke the logic. I could not get a reliable reading out of it. Proximity sensor. That's a nice addition. That's one less click. Hey, this game in ADHD means goals are options too. Too many things to do. Yep, too many things, and oh, you know, oh, okay. All right, interesting. I got coal. Oh, right, coal out of the. Yep, that makes sense. From that reagent mix, I think that's. Okay. What's this? Iron and silver, which that came out of the filters. I need to rewrite that code. I'm going to rewrite that code after I dump these off. I always recommend hydrates and stretch are starting points. Yeah. Oh, actual redeems to your channel. Yeah, I need to go through and do some extra doodads, because yeah, it's pretty plain Jane right now, which pretty much describes me, plain Jane. Ooh, we got a green light. That means we can stop dumping heat into the cooling system and actually catch up. Ooh, that's caught up. I guess the base hasn't been really warm, so. Oh, we got our frames. All the frames I don't really need. Frame, 30 frames. That's everything good. There's that. Brain fart. Brain fart. Aha. Okay, centrifuge code. Okay, so check room at vacuum, arc furnace need to use, check recycler need. Okay, so centrifuge need to empty. I'm gonna change this. Well, that's for empty or that. No action required. Invert on. Open zeros. Checks. Okay. Oh, I never put code for this to be on. Haha. Okay. So let's load batch R15H centrifuge. Now. Centrifuge. I could load the slot. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. Load batch slot into R15 device hash, and it's what import index 0. Logic slot type occupied. I guess I'll do average. I have not done combustion centrifuge or combustion deep miner, so when I set up the deep miners, I might actually do well. I need steady fuel combustion or fuel for that, which I should set up Larry for that. Okay, so occupied. Set greater than 0 R14 R15. So if slot 0 is occupied, this needs to be on. Branch greater than 0. If it's open at this point, jump back to main. At this point, if it is closed, then we check to see if this is on. Yeah, okay. So set batch. Set greater than 0. So this is on. So set batch H centrifuge on equal to R14. Set batch H centrifuge open R14 at this point. So this will open if it's full, or close it if it's not. Jump back to main if it's open. If it's closed and it's supposed to be cycling, then we're going to check to see if slot 0 is occupied, so the input is occupied. If it is occupied, make sure the machine is on. Invert it. So if it's 1, it'll become 0. Hopefully this actually works. And then open will be the exact opposite. So it'll be open and off or closed and on. That's the thought, right? That's the thought. Export. Boom, it turned off. It did not open though. It did not open. Okay. Alright, let's try that again. So set equals 0, R13 is R15. So we'll just do this, because not doesn't apparently work. Right? Now I should open it up. Yeah. Okay. Maybe, just maybe, this code should be moved up. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Because if it actually needs to be on, we'll do that. And then if it is on, then we will... Yeah, so let's get rid of that branch. So now the branch is going to be here instead. Yeah, okay, so branch... let's see, branch equals 0, R14, back to main. So if we're supposed to be off, let's branch back to main, because we don't need to empty if we're opening. Right? Right? I got that right? Okay. I have something I can just... You know what? Shred pipe. It's just iron. Boom, 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 boom. That sounded goofy. But it's spinning up because we got 2 reagent mix. And that'll save me a little bit of power. Very little bit of power. If in the event that I run out of things to do. So if I remember right, this only pulls 100 watt, which is pretty insignificant if it's just one of them running. Now if I had a whole slew of them running, that's a different story. And I can sit here through the mess. I think this is actually going to process before it gets up to full up to speed. Up to full speed. There we go. Words are really difficult. Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to process before. But nice, short, sweet test. So this should turn off and open. Sweet! There. Great. Let's see. Fixed centrifuge code. I can cross that off. Let's check the trader. We have Nebula Nougats, interstellar inhalants. Sounds like a gas trader, but maybe I'll get lucky at genetic engineering. Yeah, no. We'll go ahead and pull you down. Maybe I'll get lucky. You'll have some liquids in you. You know what? We can do this without breaking my face. go ahead and that junk ore that I bought. Okay, there's still room. Geez, still room. There's a lot more room in those chutes than I thought. More? Can't be possible. Where's all this going? Do I have a hole in the chutes? Or are they... I am at a severe loss for what's actually going on here. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Oh, okay. Yep, we are at the limit. Alright. Throw that back in there. Shh, didn't see that. Eat, drink, be merry. Oh, I need sheets and... Yep, I need sheets. I don't need frames, I need sheets. There we go. Copper. Stairs. Stairs. I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Stairs! Oh, goodness. Okay. I need one stair. I need one stair. I'm getting sick of doing the jetpack trick. Okay. Turn you off. Give me your ladder. Let's see. Hello. I was wondering where that went. Okay. Really need an auto run too here. Okay. Whee! Okay. Stairs with rails. There we go. Brilliant. Now. There's that. Let's finish welding everybody up. Brilliant. Verify it still says room. Which I'm fairly certain it would, because otherwise I would have world and it would be making atmosphere. Let's check. We are at room 61 with very, very nice stats here. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Alright. I have enough air in the whole freaking base. Shoot. There is something I forgot to do, though. Get over here. I need to turn this off. Okay. There we go. Need to stop evacuating the air out of the room. There we go. Okay. Did I really grab... Okay, whatever. You, I feel like are processing really fast. Okay. Alright, so we got our room started. It is now pressurizing. We are reducing pressure in the... well, kind of in the rest of the base. Silicon... I did order up a lot of silicon, so let's see if we can do that. Silicon, what are we at? 10. We can technically make... Nope. We can't. I need 11. Until I write my fodder code. Crap, I don't have enough silicon to make a automatic stack of it. Whatever. That gauge jumped like crazy. Yeah. We're not quite ready for it. We're almost there. Okay, so the craziness that I was going to do... Where are those? I don't know where those pipes come in. Pipes come in right here.
Power low.
Alright. So my thought was... Big tank. Can I... Oh, yes. Yes! I was going to do something goofy like this. There's volatiles. Ugh. Cannot merge with the tank. Oh no. Nope, wrong button. There we go. There's oxygen. These are in no particular order. Maybe they should be, but... Wrong button. There we go. Just for fun. Have them hanging on the ceiling. That gives me room down here to do stuff. So in particular, I can think that there might be a case for having a ultra hot volatile tank for the solid fuel. So I'm making sure I've got 1 kilokelvin volatiles. That seems like that might be a plausible idea. So have a tank for the hot, and to be small. And maybe a liquid tank would be a prudent measure as well, just to make sure that I don't have any problem with condensation, so to speak. So I need more silicon, probably need more steel. Alright, I called a trader down. Let's go.
Power low.
Yeah, power low. It's just a large battery. What do you got for me? Bulk, dirty volatiles. I mean, it's cheap. Hang on. Do I have... That's liquid. I could always swap it out to... Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna... Wait a minute. There's gas. Sure. I'll buy your bulk pollutants. I think that's... It's actually really cold, so that worked out pretty well. I'll take a look at that in a second here. Ooh, those dirty and hot. Dirty and hot. Okay. I really want to go mining in the dark, even though I could. So we'll wait for daylight to go mining again. Okay, that is... Okay, we're pulling stuff out of there, so that's fine. Why? I don't know if the water's going to be a problem. As the pressure drops, I imagine it should evaporate off. But the oxygen's going to be slow. Carbon dioxide. For it to actually start processing, I'm going to need to drop the pressure in here. Or actually, no, that'll be fine. I just won't be able to get the last couple hundred kPa out of there. Yeah, but the volatiles seem to be doing a good job. You're singing. You're singing. Okay. I sent it away, didn't I? Interstellar inhalants. Yeah, no liquids trader. Darn. Darn. Okay. Gonna need AC units. Well, not AC. Atmospheric kits. So you're gonna take. I got enough copper, I think. I don't know about the iron. Whoop. What am I doing? That's not where the atmospheric kits come from. Oh yeah, we got the iron. Gold is probably actually going to be the low part of that. Huh. Well, let's see. Volume pump. I'm just going to go crazy here and say 20. Yeah, let's just say 30. That'll be all the pumps I will ever need, ever again. Well, we know that's not true, but I'm going to say it like it's true. I've already got 3 sitting there. But that'll be for the atmospherics kit to ensure that they have optimal transfer. Silver out the wazoo. Steel and silicon. So silicon I need. Atmospherics kit. Okay, kit atmospherics. I'm going to print off 10, so I need 50 gold, 100. Okay. I don't quite have the gold. I could. See if I have enough gold in the silo. Four. That is not enough because I need 11 to make a batch. So I need to go get more gold. Need to go get more gold. Gold and silicon. Probably more steel. Which I think I have enough to make the steel. I got the silos for upstairs. Got to figure out how I want to do the steel bit. Alright, atmospherics kits. Let's get that started. Atmospherics kit. 10. Pipe bender. That'll get started. It's going to fall short because of gold. So I'm only going to get 4 out of it for the moment.
Power low.
Okay. There's that. Alright. 8. We drank. We're merry. I forgot to grab the backpack. I need to grab the backpacks so I can actually have a sufficient mining trip. It's amazing how big of a hole, and it's still... Are we breathable in here? Actually, breathable at the base of the stairs. Okay. We are now breathable in here. Sweet. We are breathable. Alright, let's check this. Astro Aether. I'm assuming that's gas. But we can talk to him. Let's see. The funny thing is I don't actually have large suit battery. Maybe that's literally what I just looked at. Large suit battery. You know, I'm going to flip it around here. So 65% nuclear has got to be a lot better than 49%. Crap. I forgot to go get the backpack. Whatever. I wanted to look at this guy. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? More of this crap. I have a little bit of oxygen, I think, still in that line. No, I don't have any oxygen in that line. Let me peek through. How do I have room for some volatile. I don't know how much volatile. This will get me a fair amount. And some carbon dioxide. But that's really hot carbon dioxide. I don't want to deal with that. No, I do not want to deal with that. I do not. I might do... It's such a waste. That is such a waste. Packaged burger! I haven't found any cheese lately, sorry. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the hotness of the CO2 would put a load on the system and potentially do some damage to my greenhouse. So I don't necessarily want to do that. Let's just go ahead and flip that around. 294, 297. So you're actually cooler than you. I should build a suit storage eventually. Okay, so we're ready to go with that. Backpacks. Backpacks. Need backpacks. Backpacks. Stop forgetting about backpacks. And bring the tracker. Do that, and the tracker right there. I don't need the other stuff, but I do need that. So you are... Oh, you got silver. Silver has nitrous. Correct. And we don't want nitrous and volatile, right? Okay, I got... I don't know why there's like microcosms of O2. It's like seeping out of the furnace at stupid small intervals. Silver has NOS, right? Well, it's cool enough. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Furnace is still too warm. Okay. I might have to adjust the code a little bit. Might have to adjust the code a little bit. So the silo needs to be closed. So I don't eject any material accidentally. That shouldn't be. But the heat exchanger should kick on a little bit earlier, I think. Whoa, what am I looking at here? Why is my drop in network frames? I blame Twitch. Okay, so we want some gold. We want silicon. And yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go up this mountain because I don't think I've been in this back quarter too much. So silicon, gold. Of course, iron is always desired. I think this is iron right here. Oh, that's coal. I don't need coal so much. I need iron. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to rewrite the recipe book to not overshoot the pressures and stuff. I spend so much time trying to balance the pressures. It's not necessary. I'm just gonna dig through the mountain to you. That's silicon over there, or is that gold? That's both, actually. That's gold over there in that corner. Okay. Let's go. Playing Mole Man. Okay, that's very nice. It's silver, 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 silver. Silicon starts there. Let's go over here to where the silicon starts, but let's first chuck the iron into the backpack. Try not to get too much silver. Or try to avoid it at all costs. I think I'd need 2 more of these. 2 stacks. So we're almost there. Oh, straight silicon, silicon. There's actually a lot of silicon here. Cool. It's like 2 or 3 veins have all converged. Wow. Okay. I will take that, because that is very welcome. There's a lot of iron down here, too. Okay, there's that. Let's go ahead and grab you up there, you there, you there. Very welcome. And this will be fruitful because the pressure's so low because I keep vacuuming it. So I'm not using a lot of my waste tank to keep myself cool. Nice. Waste tank, my oxygen tank. Okay. Now gold. I think I only need 1 stack of this. But since I'm digging up, this will be a little bit more interesting. Silver right there. I don't want silver. But I will break into the iron because I will appreciate iron. There's that, there's that. There is quite a pile of iron here. Quite a pile of iron and silicon. There we go. Yeah, okay. Let's move some stuff here in a bit. Okay. Gold, gold, iron. That's about to fill up, I imagine. There it is. Filled up 1 small backpack. I only used very little of the, ooh, I see some uranium down there. waste tank. So this is doing good. Doing good. Okay. Let's see. I mean, there's copper over there. What the heck? Why not? Let's go. We need copper. Let's get our copper too. Our CU also. Uranium. If only it had a use. Right now. Okay. More copper over there. More silicon right there. Let's go over to the copper. Whoa, the game did not like, I don't think it liked my mole man tunneling. Whoa, what is... I think it's trying to generate a bunch of stuff, and I just tunneled through massive quantities of terrain to get over here, so I think it's struggling a little. But this is really, really awesome. I've used, what, 4,000 kPa, 4 megapascals is the maximum of the waste tank. I'm at 1/8, 1/8? Yeah, 1/8 of that. So I can't complain about that too much. That's silver. Don't want silver. Silicon, silicon, copper, 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 copper. Yeah, I could make a 5th furnace. Yeah. I could make a 5th furnace, and that would be for the solid hydrocarbon. Yeah. It's a thought. That is a thought. So I don't know what else. I mean, I could make... Whoa. Lead ingots. But... oops, I grabbed a silver. I guess I can grab some silver too. Speed. NAS. So as long as I don't throw this in with cobalt, I think it'll be okay. It's NAS. NAS and volatiles. Yeah, there's not even O2. Oh, this is... It always boggles my mind how much you get out of the silver deposits versus like gold deposits. All right, doot, 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 doot. Is that full? No, I just misclicked. I don't need lead, and I don't want to deal with lead. Well, I should say I don't need lead at the moment. I don't want to deal with it. Although I think it's safe. Assuming that the temperature in the furnace doesn't climb. That would be my biggest concern. That would be my biggest concern with that. Although, yeah, I'm trying to think. It would have to be all or nothing, basically. So I could do... Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I just need to make lead ingots and then have that mix in, because you can throw lead ingots in. I just store it in stacks of 50. Yeah, that might actually be okay. Then the degassing doesn't have to be done at such a tight range. It could actually happen faster. You know what? I might do that. I may very well do that. No way that it'd be mining like this in normal the way it used to be Venus, because I would have died several times smashing my face into the rocks. Okay. There's that. There's that. Boom. Boom. This has got to be about ready to fill up, too. There it is. Okay. Alright. So we want to basically head up. Let's just do it through this way. I'll get to the surface eventually this way. I think this is a surface deposit right here. We'll see. Maybe not. Holy crow. How deep did I go? Okay, there we go. There's surface. There's surface. Alright. Let's put that away. Let's pull out the tracker. Okay. Main base, that way. Actually, not that far away. Yep, there we are. Whoa. Yeah, that's really not that far away from where I was. Did the mole man bit. Okay, awesome. Very awesome. That was a very, very, very productive run. How are we doing on power? We've got 3 dead battery banks and 1 that's darn close. Yep. Yep. Okay. That was very nice. Okay, let's run inside. That's nuclear? No, that's large. Let's do that. Okay. Suit. Let's try that out. Good. Check the trader real quick. Maybe get lucky. Nope. No such luck. No such luck. Let's go to the degasser. I don't have any cobalt. Volatile is only found in cobalt, well, biomass, and then nitrous, if I remember, lead and silver. Lead and silver. Alright, so we will have some nitrous. And that's okay. It's fine. Let's see. We're still not. Yeah, I gotta work on that. Don't want to do that now. Or do I just, you know what? I will save it for later. We'll let it do what it needs to do, but there's definitely so we're filling that up. Okay, that's a fair amount of stuff to go through. Backpack. Show the backpack. Oh, there's the large batteries. How about I grab those and actually throw them in the charger so that I have them when I want them. I mean, imagine that. So now I can have a charger. I don't think I use small battery for anything. So actually, let's do this and let's do that. Let's just grab the smalls. Chuck the smalls over here, because I think if I go to sell any tools, I'll use these batteries as freebies. And that's because I am pulling Atmo into here to keep the greenhouse alive. I know I just checked this, but I want to check it again. Galactic gravels. Nope. Fine. I won't buy any liquid nitrogen. Alright, silicon. Let's see if I passed any silicon and it's ready to make. I need 11. I don't have it. Okay. Gold. I need 11. Don't have it. Okay. Technically I could make steel. But steel's not what I really need. I need a bunch of IC-10 chips. Here's what I'm thinking. We will have an atmospherics kit pulling in filtration, or maybe go like this. Oh, right, because they were going to go in front. So maybe something akin to this. And then we drop our volume pump right here. And then right here. And we pump it up to there. And then we can repeat that for oxygen. Basically on the X. Oh, one forward. Literally on the X. Okay, let's fit a little space there, apparently. Eventually we get it in the right spot. Right? So we'll have those, and then we'll have to skip a tank and then go here. Okay. we go. Flame pump out of there. Flame pump out of there. Flame pump out of there. Okay, then flame pump there. Flame pump there.
Hunger caution.
Okay, that'll work pretty well for what we're doing. These are not singing anymore, it sounds like. Good. Hunger caution. Alright, good to know. Okay. I guess we take that, and we take that, and probably that. Brain fart. What am I doing? What am I doing? Brain fart. Do this real quick, and then we can eat, drink, and be merry. So this will be Nas. And this looks like it might even be able to go up straight 10. Okay, corner. Nice. Actually, it worked out pretty well. What did I... Oh. Okay, that was interesting. I think I must have hit the wrong button or something. Because that's what it was supposed to be like. Huh. Yep, wrong button. Okay. Okay, there's filtered.
Hydration critical.
And then we're going to have the brown pipe. The accursed brown pipe. Technically, I could pressurize the input as well. But I don't know if I really want to do that, because that just causes all sorts of problems. So I don't know if I'm just going to have the brown pipe running across the floor here, which seems feasible. I don't know if that's feasible. Yeah, no. That itself is not feasible. We can do a 5. Can't even do a 3. Could do 2 3s though. That would be a little bit better. But I just need to get the brown pipe in there. We'll figure out heating and cooling. Should probably be a matter of heat exchangers. If I want hot gas, I want cool gas, and a set point. Want my liquid N2. Want my liquid N2 so I can fix my lungs and stop having to worry about stuff. Okay. Expand greenhouse. Tweak. Can't read my own notes. Tweak. Auto smelter. Oh, recipe. Yeah, the recipe book. Actually, since I'm not doing any cooking at the moment, I can adjust the cookbook. It's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. I don't know why I did it that way. What do we have here? So a little bit of pollutant. It's NOS, right? Yeah, NOS. It's a little bit of NOS over here and there. Let's look at traders, fair and square. Galactic gases, 6x6. I just want somebody who wants to give me their liquids. Okay, so recipe book. Yeah, let's go ahead and edit that. Okay, so let's do this. Load it up, load it up, load it up. Oh, that actually was pretty quick. Let's grab my sheet here. So iron ingot, we don't need 3100. I'm going to take that to 11. Copper also 11. And the only reason I'm doing the 11 here is because the pressure in that furnace is probably going to be about that, so this will be the minimum change. Silicon also. Solder can literally be 21. Electrum, that's got to be that. We're going to make steel 11 as well. Constant tan needs a minimum of 20. So we'll set that to 20. I'm going to say 23 just to make sure. Well, I mean 21 will actually fit the bill because I think the pressure difference. We got pressure range 500, so it'll be 250 plus or minus absolute maximum. So Invar requires 1900. That's exactly where it needs to be. Waspaloy 5100 because that's exactly where that needs to be. Inconel 2375 because that's the super tight one. Hastaloy 27. That's right in the middle. That's fine. Astroloy. Yep, 31. That's fine. Stellite 15 right in the middle. Yep. Okay, so that's good. Temperatures are right where they need to be. It's good. That is good. That is very good, as a matter of fact. So there's also, I could, you know what? I'm gonna put a dB. And you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I could, you know what? Okay, I am going to do it, but then I'm going to comment it out. Solid hydrocarbon. This guy right here. $161 is going to be the item hash that is required for solid fuel, which is coal. So So let's go up to the steel. We're going to grab this. Okay, it was a little excessive there. 0A will be 10 coal. Okay. Put DB 166 hash 05. 167, that is our pressure. Our pressure is required 1 megapascal. So we'll do 2000. Put DB 168. This is temperature. Temperature just needs to be higher than that. So let's do 1250. So technically speaking, oh, I actually just passed something through. Cool. Is it silicon? It was silicon. Cool. So keeping that criteria in mind, technically if I took the, let's see, what is labeled as O1, which would feed my IMVAR furnace, I could technically fill that with volatiles and use that. So yeah. Okay, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and comment these just so that they're not in there. And this was from, you know, I'll leave that there. Leave that there. Okay, I almost spent all my memory. Okay. That has been remodified. Let's go ahead and we need silicon. So let's make a silicon. Silicon ingot. Bam. Okay. Okay. There we go. Inject 1 extra. What's our pressure running? Our pressure is running at like 18. Kind of going up, down, left, right, whatever. It's actually dropping, so. I have it set to 11, I think, so we'll see how long the process takes once everything is in. We'll see input drop, I think. Yeah, input drop, and now output is on. Ooh, bam, look at that, almost instant. Okay. There's our silicon, it dropped out, so we can now go and clear the memory chip. Awesome. So we are there, we're there. 0. Blammo. Shut off, shut off. That's very beautiful. That is very beautiful. It's working! It works! It works! Okay, now there's that. Now, steel. Probably do a hash generator for this too. But I don't think I can control the hash generator. Hash? Setting is read-only. Okay, so this is a read-only chip, so yeah. Let's make me some. Oh dear. I need iron. I can't actually complete this without a chunk of iron. Unless if it spat one extra through, that could be a problem. I mean, not that it's a problem for this current process, but I can't have it accidentally shooting everything through. It needs to be all or nothing. It needs to be precise. Okay. All right, good. So, yeah, I had 9 ore. Yeah. Okay. So this needs to process more. So I fixed the recipe book. So turn on production machine when item is input. That's adjust temp control on furnace to heat or cool that, because right now it's sitting too cool for the silo to release anything, and it's not trying to heat up the pipe, so it's gonna be a while. Oh, we got a storm incoming. That is great, because we're probably a little lean on power. We can, however, I think, eventually find the right tool for what I'm looking for here. An insulated tank. I have 3. Right? I have 3, so I've got oxygen, I've got volatiles, I've got nitrous. I'm going to want a tank for nitrogen, carbon dioxide, pollutant, and probably deal with steam. So I need 4 more tanks, which means 19 tank kits. And I guarantee I don't have enough steel. Yeah, I don't have... Yeah, I don't have enough steel. I don't have enough silicon. I do have enough copper. So I am making the steel. I will need to make silicon. I literally just made silicon, so... But I did mine a whole bunch, so maybe... I don't think I got that much in there. Problem. Well, let's see. That's open. Oh. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did one extra one of those make it through? Huh. I don't know if I like that. Because I didn't... Okay. I did not, as I was saying, I did not manually drop that extra ore in. So that's a problem. That is indeed a problem. Because, like I said before, it's got to be all or nothing. It's got to fail or it's got to succeed 100%. So I thought the code was a little bit more, but well, I wouldn't say it was a little bit more robust, but about as best, yeah, good as it can be. Of course, this is going to empty everything out, which is not a big deal, but because I order stuff up. Come on. So item check is, so after there's something there to be had. Huh. So I got the sum of items that are supposed to be delivered. And then we shift, we do what we need. So we open up the appropriate silo, or yeah, we're letting know what silo we're opening first. We clear the memory on the silo. We open it. We load the export count from there. Branch relative, -1. So we're branching as tightly and as quickly as we can, then we immediately shut it down. So if there's something extra slipping through at that point, this could be a problem. I may need to how many lines of code do I have here? I have two, and I might have a little bit of space here. I may be able to free up. Okay, yeah, there's a couple lines here I can free up, so I can get a little bit. So down to like 4 lines. Okay, so here is a thought. Okay, so here's a thought. Okay, so I'll just say it before I try to work it into the code. So I go through the item check the first time. If this export count, I might have to do like a secondary sum. So the sum of the export count versus what it's supposed to be dispensed, if that is exceeded by more than, okay, so if it's exceeded by more than 1, then I've got to dump everything and start again. If the export count is exact and it's 0, then I need to have it dump the first item in the recipe. 1 extra. A single extra. But then I'd have to have it recheck also. Yeah, so that's where the optimization of the code might come in handy. So I may need to find ways to free up a couple of space. I know there's like where I set what silo I'm opening, that can go away. This is going to dump what's in here. Slowly. Slowly but surely, and that's fine. Another thing I need to do is go through and have these sorters... Can we actually have a slot reader? Slot reader cartridge? Cartridge? No. Okay, so we can only see a slot reader... Yeah, yeah. I have a stacker. I think I have a stacker still assembled over by the cooling loop. Ooh. Nope. We did run a little bit shy. Too shy. Two? Yeah. Only 2. So that's silicon. How close is the... We're going to start in a minute. How is our water situation? We have 66 liters. Wait, 66 liters there. 20 liters there. $50 liters here. Where's our oxygen temp? Oxygen temp is back to normal. What's our cooling? Loop is still a little elevated. Debating on whether I should make a little bit of... I might make a little bit of water. Okay, let's see, we did that. Let's kick this up. There we go, drop the temp. There's that. I'm not going to be able to call a trader down, and there's stellar ingredients. Star seedlings, yeah. Another thing that I wanted to do was expand out the greenhouse a little bit, so we can do that. Actually, I got the wall. I need... Oh, you know what? I've got everything here, I think. Plastic sheet. Yeah, I think I've got everything. What do I have down there? Actually, I could do this. What do I have? Composite wall type 1. That's what I have laid down. And... okay. Drop. There we go. That's what I want. So go 1 over... And yeah, that's what I thought. I was going to get into this stuff. I don't know if this is a problem per se. Is that plastic or is that... No, it's plastic. Just use the freaking jetpack. Where? And I don't know if those are really going to cause any problem, but that's a wall 4. Go ahead and do that, and then wall 1 on the ceiling. Is it wall 1? I actually don't know. We have a composite window though. It's gonna be a little goofy looking, but wall. Okay. Alright, I think that's good. So we can pop this open. What's that? Shoot. Luckily, I mean, I've already got the bases kind of. Okay. Floor actually looks a little funky because it's different flooring. Whatever. Composite type 1. Alright, it's just running that way. Okay. Type 1, we'll run it this way. I will also do something about the shower. Maybe put an interior door or something, just for some semblance of privacy. Let's play pretend with that. We'll do that. Okay. There we go. Put a little proximity light or something in there. $83 kPa. Well, I did shove a bunch of air into here, so. Well, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn that mixer off. Did I have this still connected? No, I did turn it off. So I can dump a little bit of temperature in there. I'll let some air conditioning handle that. But this will try to limit the temperature of the water. That's not going down nearly as fast as I thought it would. Not nearly as fast as I thought it would. feel like I could dump a little bit more temperature too, or put more Stirlings in.
Hunger caution.
Hunger caution. Alright, we're gonna pin that off. Chuck that in there. Since I already goofed it up, there's gonna be a little bit of NOS in here, but I don't think the plants are really gonna mind. Wait a minute, why is the... Is it equalizing? Or what's the deal? Yeah, maybe it is equalizing. I was gonna say, why is the composition going down? As long as these don't... I don't think they're gonna have too big of a hissy fit over that. Wow. Okay, we eat, drink, we be merry. I can say that I took a couple things off the list today. I fixed the centrifuge. I tweaked the recipe book. Whoopsie. And I expanded the greenhouse a little bit. I did mine some copper silicon and got some steel made. So we're started there. Okay, storm's over. We should be fully charged and running off of our solar system. We are, of course, our water is going to be warm. Still making water. It's apparently going to be making water for a while. You're still running. Let's go ahead and vent out a few of these. So there's room for one more at least. No, that's the end of it. There we are. What we got in here? So mostly copper. Looks like a little bit of nickel. You're actually cooling pretty well. Temperature differential. Okay, yeah, so that's getting too crazy. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. More iron. So we need silicon. Have we degassed? We haven't. I think we can go ahead and pull this open because it's just not going to do anything. Okay, so what we're going to do here is min gas temp. I'm going to label these so I know what these settings actually are. And we'll define another one. So min gas temp. So min gas temp greater than 14. Min, let's see, max gas temp, min gas temp, min temp. Min temp set for, okay, so this is max temp. Yeah, okay, so that's interesting. So, So this is definitely very slow. Definitely very slow. What does this have to do with the temperature to turn on? Now this temperature input of these guys. So these are showing 120, 273. So 393, which is what we see here. The furnace, I don't know if I can maybe get my face in there enough to read the furnace. It's not really looking like it. It's unfortunate that I can't read the furnace temp. So, crikey. The furnace is too cold. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to have to be a... I'm going to go ahead and export that even though I didn't... it's only comments that were the difference. So, pressure... I mean... Let's go ahead and set that up. So 395, which is my maximum, is 395, which is my maximum, 122. It's funny, I'm pulling in a bunch of pollutant for it to condense. Now these were reading 121. So temperature's going back up. The furnace itself is still too cold at the moment. We are essentially heating the pipe a little bit. Nope. Till the furnace... Okay, so... Alright, so with that, temperature control of the furnace, I don't need to adjust that. I need to use advanced furnace. For degassing. That's what I need to do. So I need to switch this out with an advanced furnace. Or potentially Well, the other option would be to use advanced pumps. Not advanced pumps. Jeez. Volume pumps and suck out of the furnace while making sure to like pressure regulate some in. Or a one-way valve? Or something. Maybe a one-way valve. Yeah, maybe that's it. One-way valve with a volume pump sucking out. And hopefully that would be enough to keep the air circulating. How are we doing over here? We're still evaporating. It's funny. The idea here is to bring up the thermal mass, so... or, you know what? Okay. Or... one-way with pump. I'm going to try that. A one-way valve with a pump. That's what I'll try. Trying to figure out if this is Nocidum. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll try a one-way valve with a pump. See if that helps. And it doesn't even have to be running very much, maybe. I don't know. Temperature just dropped like a rock. Wow. Well, at this point, I think I can safely... it doesn't matter. How are we doing on silicon? Not quite there. Not quite there with the silicon, but we're almost there, so that's good. Because next up we're going to do the insulated pipe to make a few more of those. And then one of the projects coming soon will be to get the post-production silos ready and get the requester writing. Gonna suck some NOS out of the air. So this is slowly... This is cold. Wait a second. How am I... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that was connected to the outside atmosphere. How is it... How am I pulling liquid? I mean, it's evaporating. Am I shooting condensing pollutant into there, and that's kind of weird. Interesting. That is very interesting, as a matter of fact. Okay, got some more silicon going through. That's good. I just want to see 10. Or, yeah, 10? 10. Yeah, I want to see 10 here. Yeah! There we go. That is enough to make a load of silicon. Okay. That shot out 10. Dummy. Which is what it's supposed to shoot out. Because I need 11. We're going to see 450. No. Yeah, we're going to see 450. Aha. Because I need one more. Need one more. Uno más. Uno más. 720. Oh, that's not doing anything now. Pull more in for more heat. Try to degas or get the furnace doing its thing. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for this. I seem to be struggling. But I'm not hitting the point where it's cooling. Come on, give me more silicon. I just want silicon. I want to complete the job because I don't know what this, like if I save the game and exit now, how it's going to behave. I don't want to trust the IC10 to any of that. Actually, this is really funny because I'm probably just filling this tank up. And eventually I'll build this up to enough pressure where it won't immediately evaporate. Look at that temperature. Look at that temperature. Well, I'm processing silver. You can tell right now. That's what's going on there. There we go. That's the last one we need. Bam, look at that. Okay. Perfect. Zero. Alright. So that was an instance where it worked exactly how it has been working. So it needed me to dump that extra ore. Huh. I gotta think about how I want to handle that, because I don't have enough lines of code to really handle that gracefully. I was going to say 160. I think that is a safe number. How are we doing on steel and silicon? Okay, we can do that easy. Alright, so now we have our 3 tanks. So we'll want a carbon dioxide. We will want a pollutant. We will want a nitrogen. And we got oxygen. We got volatiles. We got NOS. Nitrogen, carbon dioxide, pollutant. Steam. Yep, steam is the other one we want. Alright, let's grab those. Let's put these in line. We're not going to have any of the plumbing to go with it, but that is fine. That is okay. Let's check our trader real quick. Space gas station. Sounds like gases to me. But we can... Oh, wow. I actually got a... What do they need? We're almost there. Let's change the azimuth. So what's our 161? It's a medium dish, so it should move pretty quickly. It's our beacon, right? Wow. I'm gonna say that that's pretty terrible. Space gas station. I'm sure it's just gases, but maybe they'll get lucky and they're talking liquid gas. Well, that's moving a little quicker. That was worse. So this was better, or maybe this was the point, but we need to go... Let's increase our elevation. Maybe that's where we're at. Medium satellite dish, that's what I needed. Right, trader data. Strongest trader ID hash. That's strongest contact, right trader by data. Right index, right count. By thing data, by thing child data, by cells, filter. Gas. Trying to figure out contact slot index. That's read, but we can write. I don't know. This is getting worse. So let's decrease points further down. We are processing. I'm about to say a phooey on you. Okay, that looks like it's going a little faster. What's the time left on it? 14 minutes. I got enough time to play around. I feel like I could write some tracking code that would be better than, you know what, I'm done. I'm gonna go throw these tanks here. It's 4 tanks. We're gonna need 4 atmospherics kits to go with it. But I think that's still yellow light, so that's not happening at the moment. We will eat, drink, be merry, call it good for the night. Then we'll go through and hopefully we'll have our big line being processed in there as opposed to anything else, and then we can throw some more trays down here. Let's see, this isn't I mean, it's convecting a joule of energy. This right here is actually dumping a little bit of heat in the room. Very, very minimal. But yeah, I'd like to get this out of here. And then I can clean it up a little bit, make it look good. 1, 2, yep, I'm gonna have to move. I could do some more ferns. I really want darker ferns. Then I could really make some O2. But yeah, I think that's a good spot. And we did get some stuff accomplished today. We did frame up that room and slowly getting to the point where we can handle our gases. And maybe actually have a method of depolluting the base. But I'm not gonna work on that one too hard at the moment. But I think, yep, that's a good spot to call it for the night. And we'll be back tomorrow to finish up the air handling room and maybe get the degassing furnace to a little bit of a quicker pace. So anyway, what do we got here? Oh, let's see. Fearless. We haven't rated him in a while. And it's his streamerversary. So I think we will go ahead and he's on Europa. So let's go over there. Yeah, I guess I could do my outro, right? So I would like to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time.